because, and going in reluctantly and then ended up leading the meeting now.
Yeah.
It's like, I started going to 12-step meetings when I was 16, got clean and sober, started going to 12-step meetings. I was reluctant for a couple of years since I first started thinking I might need to go, or might like to go, whatever, it would be good for me to go. And then it was like, I was reluctant, and then I went and bam, I was home.
Yeah.
When I walked in that door.
Exactly.
And got along with everyone, related with everyone, regardless of individual circumstances. Yep. I related. And it's like, and then it's like, not too much into it. I was chairing meetings, making coffee and then chairing meetings.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing just to be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yep, exactly.
And definitely. Oh, and I wanted to touch on that. You were talking about how it's like, at first you were like, oh man, I don't know about this MS, I'm not really down with that. And now you're like, and it's evolved into, now it's like you're using it, wanting to use it to help others.
Yeah.
And, using your own experience with it. And that's what I'm doing. And I totally relate with that.
Yeah. Wanting
to help others who may be in that spot that we used to be in, where it's like, sort of, as you were saying, in denial about it and being like, I don't know about all this, I'm not down with that. And okay, whatever, let's move forward.
Yeah.
And
well, there's a lot of people who are in that position, it's kind of interesting. A lady reached out to me that actually lives not far from here. And she was so grateful to have seen my article in the magazine, because she said, I was diagnosed, several years ago, or I think it was about 2015 or so. And she's like, I don't know any Black women that have MS. I don't know anybody. And now I know one, and it's like, that's exactly the reason why I put myself out there. I wear my heart on my sleeve and tell my story. Yes, there's not all parts of it are is a bed of roses, but I want people to know that, hey, I'm struggling with the same things you are. And that is why I do this, so that you are not alone in this at all. I don't care if you live in Alaska and you're and you live somewhere where you have no friends. If you have MS and you hear me or see my story somewhere, whether it's on a podcast or from TV or it's in a magazine or whatever, just know that you're not alone. And that's the whole point. We are in this together. We are a family, an MS family.
Yeah.
And by doing these things, it gives somebody else comfort, from what I've been through, so that they hurt less.
Yeah, exactly. I was just reflecting on the our local MS group here in Tacoma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Meets at Tacid.
Okay.
Tacoma. Let me see if I got this. Tacoma Area Center for Individuals with Disabilities.
Okay. All right.
And
nice.
Anyway, back years ago when I was like 11 or 12, my parents took me to Tacid. I went to a brain injury support group meeting there a few times, and I don't know whatever happened to that, but I quit going. And then here in recent years, a couple of years ago, I started going there for the MS support groups.
Yeah.
And anyway, when I first started going, I went in sort of, even though, I'm familiar with going to support groups and everything throughout my life, I went into this MS support group sort of reluctantly, like, oh boy, what's all this about? I guess I'll go since they're suggesting it, and I'll see what's up, see what's happening. So I went in, and it's like you're saying, I was welcomed right away.
Yeah.
And as with all the other, support groups I've been to in my life, I shouldn't have gone in reluctantly, just been like, oh, cool, support group.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I went in, and it was like that. It was like I was welcome, and they actually have dinners there.
Nice.
And go in, have dinner. It turns out to be a potluck dinner, sort of. And then it's like, bring in food if you can or whatever.
Right.
Or at least I always bring food to add to it.
Yeah.
And whenever I have gone, although right now because of COVID, it's not happening. It's all gone virtual. But
of course,
it's like another system of support that I have to lean on. And if I need resources, specifically regarding my multiple sclerosis, then I can, reach out to that group, and someone in the group will have the info.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I love about having this support. I love the MS Society in general, is that they have such a great resource in amongst themselves, with the navigators that just, you call them and, hey, boom, you can get whatever you're needing help with, and if they don't know, they will take the time to find out for you. And so, it's great. I've had people say, hey, I need help with this. I'm like, okay, here's the number for the navigators, give them a call and let them know what you need, but I love going to my group. I'm so sad that we haven't been able to meet, over the last year because of COVID. And I'm really looking forward to when we finally do get to, back together again to meet. Because we will. We used to do potlucks like twice a year. And so I'm excited. Once we get back together again, we'll do a really nice big potluck, but it's just nice to have that support in whatever shape or form. We all have our own different little support groups, like the MS Society, and my friends at the MS, my MS group are one big support group. And then I've got because I didn't have family, I created my own, right? So, my piano teacher who, she taught me piano when I was little. She's been my mom for the last, 15 years now. She took me under her wing. And then I have another lady in my church who became my mom a few years ago, and, about 4 or 5 years ago. And so, I've got those two families, and then I met a great group of friends, in the middle of COVID last year, for support. And so I've got another great group of friends that I spend a lot of time with, and now we have a amazing, supportive, boyfriend who's been through health challenges of his own, so he can relate to my health challenges. And, we go to the gym together, which exercise is amazing. Okay. I just have to throw that in there because I'm going to the gym 4 times a week now, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I've not felt so good in so long. I can't believe it, how much COVID kept me homebound. It was ridiculous. So, to do things together, to find support in whatever situation you're going through, and then to do things together, have people that encourage you. If I didn't have any of that encouragement along the lines, so I could stop. I feel like I have to prove myself, because I've spent all my life trying to prove that I'm a good person. And I can do this by myself. I can do this by myself. But then have people come along and be like, you don't need to try so hard. It's okay. We still love you. We still got your back. Just keep doing you, keep being the best mom you can be, keep being the, taking care of your health. Self-care is very important. So, I don't see myself quitting anytime. I love what you said, what you mentioned me, hey, it's not over until it's over, and I don't say it's over. So neither am I, I'm not saying I'm done. I've got a long way to go. So ain't nothing going to keep me back.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's, we were chatting last night, and I messaged you that, and it's like, throughout my life, I've had so many challenges with the brain injury, and then, a self-imposed challenge with the drinking and drugging and that whole thing in my teens, and running away from home along with that, and smoking cigarettes and everything that went with that.
Right. And,
and then it's like car accidents and, marriage, divorce, not necessarily the marriage, but the divorce, being a challenge to get through. And, it's like then another car accident, multiple sclerosis as a result, learning to live with the disease, dealing with the side effects from the treatment, and then scrapping the treatment. And, now, I'm just purely exercise and diet are my treatment.
Yeah,
And,
exactly. Not everything, it's not a one size fits all for everybody,
Yeah.
I love, and that's why, I love your story. You're out there running every single day. And if I think about running, it just already makes me exhausted. There is no way I'm running, but I know what works for me. And it's, I can go to the gym several days a week, and I can work on making sure I eat proper and make sure I get good sleep. And then for me, it's also about my mental health. So, making sure I'm spending time with friends and my family, and enjoying those type of things, that's for me, that's important, and I love it, and I've got, and then, also with this whole thing too is, using this as a teaching guide for my kids. That's what's also important to me is, which is why, I brought my son with me, because I like my kids to see how I'm using something that could seem so negative for us in a positive way. And so, my son, just helped do a video for the MS Society's, Day of Champions. Him and his brother, they did answer some questions, about what it's like living with me, with a mom that's dealing with MS. And, my daughter has gone with me to my 2 different tapings of New Day Northwest that I've done over the couple years. They go to the MS Walk with me. If I'm going to my support group, they're coming with me, helping me, brings decorations and lug all the materials and things like that. I want them to be involved so they understand that this is not just because I have it doesn't mean I have to sit back and I don't do anything, I can't do anything anymore, and stuff. And then teaching them in different ways, what is it like having MS, whether it's teaching them about the spoon theory, as a form of energy, or we're talking about, well, in a child's terms nowadays, it would be talking about like your phone battery dying, and you keep trying to charge it, but it's not charging very fast, or the lesions or the myelin, on your nerves, shredding. And it's like your charger cord is shredded and now you're trying to duct tape it, over and over and over again. But you can't fix the wiring, type of a thing. It's been the best way to explain to my kids about what I'm experiencing and what I go through. And they are my biggest help. They help me at home with cleaning and watching the younger one who's about to be 4 this week. And if it wasn't to have their help in the house, my place would probably look just as bad as somebody's house on Hoarders, because I ain't got energy to do anything. I go to work, I come home, I take care of kids, I'm beat, So I definitely give my kids props.
Right on. I was wondering about that. I was wondering about all that, how you did it. But yeah, if you got your kids helping out like that, that's amazing. That's right on. I can say that I don't think I was ever like that as a kid, helping out that much. But I did my chores most of the time, and that was about it. Actually, I do remember just sitting there watching my little brother while he was watching TV, and my, mom would go to the store and come back, and that would be that, and he'd just sit there watching TV. So, oh well, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, that's cool that your kids, help out and take care of each other like that for you. Keep everything moving. Yeah, I love it how you're so into, how you're so positive about, having your multiple sclerosis, moving forward with it instead of just, being in denial about it, and, being progressive with it.
Well, I don't know what I've always had a positive outlook on things, you know.